the day the alien emissaries arrived. The entire world held its breath. The enormous ship hung low in Earth's atmosphere, a dark monolith against the blue sky, dwarfing every aircraft and satellite. It was not just the size of the vessel that stunned humanity, but the way it hovered with an effortless, silent authority, as if the stars themselves had come to judge. Then the message came. The aliens did not come with diplomacy or greetings. Instead, their words echoed across every communication channel on the planet's every screen. Every radio, every device flickered to life with their harsh, cold voice. "Earth," the alien speaker announced, their tone dripping with disdain. "Your species is primitive, unworthy of the Galactic Alliance. Your technology is outdated. Your history, violent and chaotic. You pose no threat nor any value. We laugh at your efforts to reach beyond your world." The message was broadcasted in perfect translation, designed to be understood by all. It was meant to humiliate. Across the world, reactions varied. In the capitals of great nations, leaders exchanged grim looks, but said little. On the streets, people stopped in their tracks, staring up at the sky or at their devices, absorbing the shock of the alien scorn. Yet beneath the humiliation, something deeper stirred. In New York, a teacher paused her lesson to watch the broadcast. With her students, her faces reflected a mix of disbelief and quiet fury, but no tears. Instead, the youngest child whispered, "We'll show them." In a small village in Africa, elders gathered under the night sky, reminding the younger. Generations of Earth's history of survival, of resilience, of rising after every fall. They spoke not with anger, but with determination. Meanwhile, in government chambers from Tokyo to Brussels, discussions began not about retaliation, but about how to respond with dignity and strength. The President of the United States addressed the nation later that day, his voice steady and calm. "We have heard their words," he said. "They have chosen to mock us, but we will not respond with anger or rashness. Instead, we will answer with unity, with progress, and with the quiet strength that has always defined humanity." The world, despite the sting of the insult, felt a surge of hope. Across continents, scientists, engineers, and innovators returned to their work with renewed purpose. In laboratories, new energy sources were harnessed. In shipyards, advanced propulsion systems were designed. The hum of progress grew louder, fueled by a shared, unspoken vow to prove the aliens wrong. Without exchanging a single word, the media shifted from panic to stories of courage and innovation. People shared messages of solidarity and pride. No longer would Earth be the subject of ridicule. Instead, it would become a beacon. The alien emissaries, waiting for a response, received only silence. No threats, no pleas, no desperate calls. Only the steady sound of Earth turning inward to rebuild and rise. Weeks passed. The galaxy beyond remained watchful, but confused. Why would such a spirited species accept humiliation without protest? Was it fear, submission, or something else entirely? Back on Earth, in a quiet command center hidden beneath the surface, Commander Aiden Cross studied the alien broadcast again. His face was hard to read, but his eyes burned with resolve. "They laugh," he said softly, "but they don't understand us. We don't need to shout to be heard. Our actions will speak." Around him, teams of scientists and strategists worked. In unison, their purpose clear and shared. Humanity was not defeated. It was awakening, and the stars would soon see the true measure of Earth's strength, not in words, but in deeds. In the weeks that followed, the alien emissaries scornful. Broadcast Earth did something unexpected, turned inward. The initial shock faded, replaced by a quiet determination that rippled through governments, scientific communities, and ordinary citizens alike. Across continents, the world began to unite. not through speeches or declarations, but through action, in sprawling laboratories buried deep beneath mountain ranges. Teams of scientists pushed the boundaries of human knowledge. Advanced energy research centers once focused on minor improvements now accelerated breakthroughs. Fusion reactors that had hovered on the brink of feasibility suddenly became stable and efficient power sources. This new energy fueled innovations previously thought impossible. Space agencies, once divided by national pride and competition, joined forces to build new propulsion systems. Their goal was simple yet ambitious: to reach farther, faster, and farther still. Projects that had stalled for decades surged ahead, developing ion drives, antimatter engines, and even early experiments in warp technology. But it was not just technology that changed. Communities across Earth set aside old grievances and rivalries. Leaders held emergency summits, forging unprecedented alliances. Economic plans were revamped to focus on sustainable development and equitable resource sharing. Education systems embraced science and critical thinking as never before. On the streets, people took pride not only in their nations, but in their shared humanity. Flags bearing Earth's symbol, a simple blue and green globe encircled by stars, were raised in public squares. A silent testament to unity. The alien coalition, observing from afar, remained puzzled. Their dismissive laughter had expected chaos, perhaps rebellion or defeat. Instead, Earth was quiet but unyielding at the United Nations. Secretary General Ilara Jensen addressed the assembly with conviction. "We have been challenged," she said, "not with violence or war, but with doubt and disdain. Our response must be worthy of the moment. We will invest in knowledge, in cooperation, in innovation. We will prove that the strength of humanity lies not in weapons alone, but in the spirit that drives us forward." Her words became a rallying cry for millions. Meanwhile, remote regions where the air was still thick with tradition, elders told stories of Earth's resilience. They spoke of ancestors who had survived plagues, wars, and natural disasters. The lesson was clear. Humanity was not defined by setbacks, but by the will to rise. Even children felt the change. Schools incorporated lessons about the stars, space exploration, and the importance of unity. Dreams of becoming explorers, scientists, and pioneers took root in young hearts around the world. In a hidden command center orbiting Earth, Commander Aidan Cross oversaw the deployment of new satellite arrays designed to expand Earth's reach and communications. His team integrated alien technology recovered from earlier encounters, combining it with human ingenuity. Every step we take, Aidan told his officers, is a message. Not in words, but in progress. Let them watch. Let them wonder. The progress was undeniable. New habitats were constructed on the Moon and Mars. Sustainable communities that proved humanity's ability to live beyond Earth's cradle. Experiments in terraforming advanced, turning barren landscapes into fields of possibility. Industry and research flourished, not just in isolated pockets, but globally. International spaceports became bustling centers of activity. A new generation of ships, sleek and powerful, prepared to leave the solar system for the first time. The alien coalition continued to monitor Earth's progress with growing unease. Reports filtered through their network's data on fusion reactors, warp experiments, new colonies. Slowly, they realized their mockery had been premature. But still, Earth spoke no words in response. In cities, towns, and villages, life went on, but a new pulse ran beneath the surface. It was a pulse of confidence, resilience, and patience. Humanity was not in a hurry to prove itself. It was building a future that could not be ignored. The stars beckoned, and Earth was ready. Beneath the gleaming towers of Earth's revitalized cities and the sprawling complexes of the new spaceports, the quiet hum of engines filled the air, not with noise of war, but with the promise of exploration. For years, humanity had focused. Inward strengthening, uniting, innovating. Now, the time had come to reach outward. The first fleet of starships, built with advanced propulsion systems born from Earth's unprecedented scientific collaboration, stood ready. Sleek, resilient, and capable of journeys that once belonged only to dreams. These ships were humanity's answer, not in words, but in deeds. Commander Aiden Cross, now overseeing the fleet's deployment, stood on the observation deck of the flagship Odyssey. The vast hangar buzzed with activity as crews prepared for launch. The mission was clear: to explore distant star systems, to establish colonies, to stake Earth's claim in the wider galaxy. "Remember," Aiden said to the assembled crew, "we carry more than technology. We carry the hopes of billions. We go not to conquer, but to build." As the fleet launched, Earth watched with collective pride and quiet anticipation. The ships left no speeches or broadcasts behind, only the silent promise of humanity's future among the stars. The journey was long and uncertain. Across the void of space, crews faced challenges that tested their ingenuity and spirit. New worlds presented harsh environments, planets with fierce storms, toxic atmospheres, or unfamiliar ecosystems. Yet humanity adapted, building biosuits and habitats that melded with alien landscapes. Colonists learned to thrive in the unlikeliest of places, cultivating alien soils, harnessing native energy sources, and sharing knowledge through secure communications with Earth. The colonies were not merely outposts. They were communities, alive with culture, science, and hope. Back on Earth, the news was cautiously optimistic. Though the colonies were distant, their successes sparked a renewed vigor across the planet. The progress was quiet but unmistakable. In the halls of the alien coalition, whispers grew. The dismissive laughter that had greeted Earth's initial efforts softened into curiosity. Then concern. "Humans expand," one ambassador noted. "They do so without aggression, yet with strength we did not expect. Perhaps we misjudged them," another replied. "But they say nothing." The silence was their message. Unknown to the coalition, humans had learned something vital from their history. Lesson passed down through generations. Pride did not need to be loud. Strength did not need to shout. In a remote colony orbiting a blue-green world named Solera, Dr. Amira Nagolo looked out from her laboratory at the vast expanse below. The settlement had faced near disaster when solar storms battered their defenses. But through collaboration and perseverance, they survived, then thrived. "This is only the beginning," she told her team. "We build so they cannot laugh again." In another colony on a rocky desert world, engineers labored to develop a sustainable water reclamation system. The ingenuity of these efforts mirrored the spirit that had ignited Earth's renaissance. Meanwhile, back on Earth, cultural shifts were equally profound. Art, music, literature reflected new perspective, stories of exploration, unity, and the quiet dignity of human perseverance. Children dreamed not only of Earth, but of distant stars. Inspired by pioneers forging humanity's path, Commander Cross received messages from his teams scattered across space. Each report echoed a common theme. Humanity's resilience was unmatched. Alien wildlife was studied and respected. New alliances with minor alien species were quietly formed. And every success was shared back home. But always the human response. To the Galactic Coalition's scorn remained the same silence. They had laughed at Earth, but humanity had no need to answer. Instead, they walked away not with defeat, but with purpose. As the fleet moved deeper into uncharted space, the once dismissive aliens realized Earth's true power was not in what it said, but in what it did. The galaxy was changing. Humanity's story was only beginning. The colonies were no longer mere outposts. They were thriving hubs of innovation and adaptation. From the barren deserts of Vespera to the lush, unpredictable jungles of Chiron Prime, humanity was planting seeds that would grow into pillars of strength and influence across the galaxy. Each new world posed challenges, but humans met them not with fear, but with ingenuity. Engineers devised biosuits that adjusted to hostile environments, melding human resilience with alien technology scavenged and refined. Botanists worked tirelessly to understand and cultivate local flora, blending Earth's agriculture with new species to feed growing populations. In Solara's colony, Dr. Amira Nagolo led a team that harnessed native energy crystals complex, shimmering stones that produced power far beyond Earth's known limits. Their discovery accelerated the development of power sources that were clean, abundant, and adaptable to any environment. This breakthrough was quietly shared across human settlements, fueling everything from life support systems to propulsion technologies. Back on Earth, scientists built upon these discoveries. Laboratories melded human innovation with alien tech, pushing boundaries of physics and biology. Medical advances blossomed, extending healthy lifespans and enhancing human capabilities through neural interfaces and genetic therapies. Humanity's ability to adapt quickly became its greatest asset. While many alien civilizations were entrenched in tradition and rigid hierarchies, humans embraced flexibility, creativity, and collaboration. Colonies governed themselves with a blend of Earth's democratic values and newfound local wisdom, fostering environments where innovation could flourish without bureaucracy's chokehold. The Galactic Coalition took notice. Their earlier contempt had faded, replaced by unease. Reports flowed in, Earth's colonies expanding at a rate no one anticipated. Humans mastering ecosystems and technology with an unexpected grace. We underestimated their potential, admitted Ambassador Rylan, a veteran of countless galactic summits. They are unlike any species we've encountered. Their progress is relentless. Yet the humans still said nothing to the coalition. No grand declarations. No boasts. Instead, their power grew quietly, like roots spreading underground, unseen, but strong in the orbital command center circling Chiron Prime. Commander Aiden Cross surveyed the data streams, colony growth rates, technological advancements. Diplomatic contact Sol indicators pointed to a rising force. We're planting seeds, he told his officers. Seeds that will bloom when the time is right. Patience is our strength. Across the colony's new alliances were forged with smaller alien species who saw humanity's potential. These partnerships were based on mutual respect and exchange, not domination. Humans shared knowledge and technology, building a network of cooperation that extended humanity's influence without a single aggressive word. In one such meeting on the moon of Alaris, representatives of a winged species called the Ithler approached the human delegates with cautious hope. We watched your people. Your silence was not weakness, their leader said. It was a promise. We offer alliance. The humans accepted not with prideful declarations, but with steady hands and open minds. Meanwhile, back on Earth, societies evolved. Education embraced not only sciences, but ethics, empathy, and cosmic awareness. The scars of old conflicts faded as a new identity formed, one united not by fear or division, but by shared purpose and destiny. News reports, no longer focused on alien threats, now celebrated human achievements, new scientific frontiers, cultural milestones, and the quiet dignity of a species walking steadily into its future. But beneath this calm surface, preparations continued. Defense systems were enhanced not to provoke, but to protect. Fleets grew stronger, designed for rapid response across vast distances. Commanders trained with fierce focus, knowing the galaxy was watching. The Galactic Coalition, once dismissive, debated how to respond to Earth's rise. Some urged caution and diplomacy. Others feared confrontation. But Earth's message was clear without a single word. Humanity did not need to fight with noise or fury. Their strength lay in their resolve, their unity, and their unwavering progress. And the seeds they planted on distant worlds, in hearts, and in technology would soon bear fruit. The galaxy had always been a place of whispers and watchful eyes. Now, more than ever, the eyes turned toward Earth and its expanding reach. From hidden outposts and cloaked vessels, alien scouts monitored the human colonies with growing curiosity and growing unease. The Coalition's dismissal of Earth as insignificant had shifted to cautious observation. Tinged with uncertainty, reports came in rapidly. Human settlements thrived on worlds once deemed uninhabitable. Their technology, a fusion of recovered alien artifacts and human innovation, grew more advanced every day. The colonies not only survived, they prospered, Ambassador Rylan paced in the dimly lit council chamber aboard the Coalition's flagship. Screens flickered with images and data from the far reaches of explored space. He spoke gravely to his peers. The humans are expanding faster than any species in recent memory. Their technology outpaces many of ours, and their adaptability is ... remarkable. Some council members dismissed the concern. They are still young, untested. Their silence suggests uncertainty, perhaps even fear. But others saw a different truth. Their silence is calculated, argued Ambassador Tlair, a strategist known for his sharp insights. They're watching, learning, and preparing. We may have dismissed Earth too quickly. Meanwhile, on Earth and its colonies, life continued with steady progress. No broadcasts were made to the Coalition, no challenges issued. Instead, humans focused on their work exploration, research, and quietly building alliances with smaller species who admired their resilience. In the lush forests of Chiron Prime, human and Ithler scientists worked side by side, developing new technologies to better understand the native environment. Their partnership symbolized the subtle power of diplomacy the Coalition had underestimated. Yet not all watchers were benign. Spy probes and stealth drones infiltrated human systems, gathering data. Many were detected and neutralized by Earth's growing defenses. This cat-and-mouse game in the shadows heightened tensions unseen by the public. Commander Aiden Cross, now seasoned in the delicate balance of power, studied the intercepted transmissions. They watch us, but they don't understand us, he told his team. Their fear grows because we don't react the way they expect. Across human space, covert operations targeted key resources and strategic locations not to seize or dominate, but to safeguard and learn. The silent approach was deliberate. Humans did not want open war. They sought respect earned through deeds and unyielding resolve. Back on Earth, political leaders debated their next moves with care. Some urged caution, fearing that continued expansion might provoke conflict. Others argued that humanity's progress was unstoppable and that they must be prepared for any outcome. The general consensus favored patience and strength in classrooms around the world. Children learned about the stars with a new perspective, not as distant mysteries, but as frontiers of opportunity. Stories of human resilience against odds, past and present, were taught alongside science and history. The galaxy's elite debated Earth's rise in private chambers, unaware that humanity was already weaving a vast network of alliances beyond the Coalition's reach in the shadows. Human diplomats met discreetly with representatives from minor civilizations, offering technology, knowledge, and friendship. These quiet partnerships expanded Earth's influence without fanfare. Ambassador Rylan watched these developments with a mix of respect and apprehension. They are no longer the species we mocked. They are a force shaped by patience and purpose. The Coalition faced a dilemma: Confront humanity now, risking war. Or accept their ascent and find a place for Earth among the stars as humans quietly prepared. The galaxy held its breath. Humanity's silence was no weakness, was a shield and a sword. The galaxy's laughter had faded into cautious whispers in the vast darkness between stars. Influence was often wielded not with fleets or weapons, but with whispers, alliances, and subtle maneuvers. Humanity, having long learned the power of quiet strength, moved deftly in this unseen realm, far beyond Earth's atmosphere. Human diplomats met with representatives of lesser-known alien civilization species whose voices were often drowned out in the cacophony of galactic politics. In dimly lit chambers on obscure moons and drifting stations, these meetings forged bonds built on mutual respect and shared curiosity. One such alliance was forged with the Talari, a species known for their mastery of quantum communications. By sharing their new technologies with the Talari, humans gained access to a vast and secure network capable of instantaneous messaging across light years. This breakthrough allowed human colonies to coordinate their efforts with unprecedented precision. At the same time, scientists on Earth developed neural interface technology that could seamlessly connect minds across vast distances, enhancing collaboration and understanding among humans and their allies. It was a quiet revolution, one that transformed isolated outposts into a connected and resilient network. Commander Aiden Cross watched these developments closely. "The galaxy is a chessboard," he said during a briefing. "Our moves must be measured, subtle, but decisive. We don't need to declare war. We need to shape the future." Using these alliances and technologies, humanity began influencing galactic events from the shadows. Trade routes were subtly redirected to favor human and allied interests. Political factions that sought peace and cooperation gained strength. Sabotage and deception by hostile forces were countered before they could escalate. Despite these quiet maneuvers, humanity's hands remained clean. They avoided open conflict and conquest, preferring to build bridges rather than walls. Their growing influence was a testament to their patience and vision. Yet, the alien coalition grew restless. Their emissaries reported increasing signs of human activity, economic shifts, new alliances, and advances in technology that rivaled their own. Some feared that Earth was preparing for war. Others worried that humanity's rise would disrupt the delicate balance of power. Within the coalition's councils, debates raged. They hide behind silence, one general accused, but their influence grows unchecked. "We cannot allow this to continue." Others argued for diplomacy, hoping to bring Earth into the fold peacefully. But trust was scarce after the initial mockery and dismissal. On Earth, the mood was resolute, but cautious. Leaders understood the risks of open confrontation but refused to be intimidated. In a secure facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, a team of strategists and scientists developed the next generation of defense systems automated fleets. Advanced drones and energy shields capable of protecting human colonies from sudden attacks. At the same time, cultural exchanges with allied species deepened. Humans shared their art, music, and philosophies, fostering understanding and respect that transcended language and biology. In one quiet moment aboard the Odyssey, Commander Cross reflected on humanity's journey. From the laughter of scorn to the silence of strength, humans had grown beyond what many thought possible. "We do not seek to dominate," he said softly to his second-in-command. "We seek to belong, to prove that humanity's place among the stars is earned through wisdom, resilience, and respect." The unseen hand of humanity continued to shape the galaxy's future, one silent move at a time. And through patience and persistence, Earth's true power was becoming undeniable. Beneath the calm surface of human expansion, a storm was gathering, silent, powerful, and unstoppable. The galaxy had grown accustomed to conflict defined by fleets clashing in spectacular battles, loud declarations of dominance, and overt displays of power. But humanity had chosen a different path, one of silent strength and relentless progress. This approach frustrated and unsettled their rivals, who had expected either submission or immediate war. Commander Aiden Cross stood on the bridge of the Odyssey, his gaze fixed on the star maps that flickered across the holographic displays. The data painted a clear picture. Human colonies were no longer isolated. They were linked by an intricate web of technology, diplomacy, and shared purpose, a network so vast that no single enemy could dismantle it. "We have created a quiet storm," he said to his officers. "One that will sweep across the galaxy. Not with thunder and lightning, but with steady rain that nurtures growth and resilience." Humanity's influence was reaching into systems once dominated by the Coalition. Trade agreements were signed with smaller factions, eager for new alliances. Scientific knowledge flowed freely among colonies, accelerating development at a pace that left many alien civilizations struggling to keep up. On Chiron Prime, Dr. Amira Nagolo watched the fruits of this collaboration. Her latest project, advanced habitat that mimicked Earth's atmosphere and supported diverse life, was hailed as a milestone. The colonies were becoming self-sustaining, and their independence was a testament to human adaptability. Yet, beneath the successes, the Coalition's unease deepened. Rumors of secret human defense projects, enhanced stealth capabilities, and advanced AI systems fueled anxiety. Some leaders pushed for preemptive strikes. Wiser voices counseled caution. "The humans are patient," Ambassador Tlair warned. During a tense council meeting, their silence is their weapon. They prepare quietly, strike unexpectedly. Meanwhile, back on Earth, public sentiment was steady, but hopeful. Citizens understood the stakes, but trusted their leaders' resolve. The memory of the aliens' initial laughter remained a quiet reminder of humanity's determination to rise above scorn without lowering itself to bitterness. In the shadows, human intelligence agencies intercepted Coalition communications, discovered plans for a limited strike designed to test human defenses and morale. The revelation sparked urgency within Earth's command centers. Commander Cross convened his senior officers. "We must show strength, but not provoke unnecessary conflict. Our response will be measured, precise, and unwavering." When the Coalition launched its test, targeting a remote mining colony on the edge of human space, the response was swift and decisive. Advanced defense systems neutralized the attack with minimal damage. Simultaneously, the Odyssey and its fleet dispatched diplomatic messages, not threats, but clear warnings that any aggression would be met with formidable resistance. The galaxy took notice. The quiet storm had arrived. In the aftermath, smaller alien civilizations gravitated toward Earth's network, drawn by stability and mutual respect. The human-led coalition of allied worlds expanded, becoming a formidable counterbalance to the old galactic powers. Ambassador Rylon, once a skeptic, now spoke with reluctant admiration. Humanity's strength lies not in their weapons alone, but in their spirit. They have turned silence into strategy and patience into power. Commander Cross reflected on the journey from ridicule to respect. "We didn't need to shout. We didn't need to strike first. We simply walked forward, step by step, until the galaxy had no choice but to see us." The quiet storm continued to grow, an unstoppable force, reshaping the stars. Humanity had walked away from scorn, but now the galaxy walked with them. The galaxy watched as humanity stood not as a whisper in the void, but as a rising beacon of hope, resilience, and quiet strength. The laughter that once echoed from distant stars had long faded into the silence of respect, tained something new, understanding. On Earth, the celebrations were subtle but profound. The hard work, the years of patience, and the steadfast refusal to be defined by others. Judgments had culminated in a moment that transcended conflict. Commander Aiden Cross stood once again on the bridge of the Odyssey, now orbiting a vibrant colony on the edge of known space. His eyes scanned the starfield where countless ships, human and allied alike, moved with purpose and unity. The journey was never about proving them wrong, he said softly to his second-in-command. It was about proving ourselves right. The colonies had grown beyond mere survival. They were thriving centers of culture, innovation, and diplomacy. Worlds once barren or hostile now blossomed under human care. The lessons learned from hardship had forged a people ready to lead by example. Ambassador Rylan, now an unexpected ally, stood beside Cross during the fleet's diplomatic summit. "You have reshaped the galaxy," he acknowledged, "not through force, but through perseverance and vision. But the true victory lay not in power, but in connection." The alliance's humanity, built rooted in respect, collaboration, and shared goals, had rewritten the rules of engagement. The coalition that once scoffed now sought partnership. On Chiron Prime, Dr. Amira Nagolo reflected on her work with the YTHLAR and others. "We have shown that strength is not in domination, but in coexistence." With humanity's rise, a new era dawned, one where species across the stars looked beyond old rivalries and grudges, where cooperation replaced conflict and progress was measured not by conquest but by growth. Back on Earth, a young student gazed at the night sky, dreaming not of war or escape, but of unity and discovery. The legacy of the past had become the foundation for the future. The galaxy was vast, full of unknowns and challenges. But humanity was ready. They had walked away from scorn, and now the stars walked with them. A new dawn had come,